Hello everyone and welcome to my coloring corner. It is Final Touches Thursday. Let's see if I don't choke on that. And we're going to put some final touches, we're going to try to put some final touches on this wonderful Purveyor of Potions from the Karen E. Myers book, The Mystical Lands of Kelswych. And I've probably pronounced that wrong, but I don't care. It's my book and I'll call it what I want. She'll correct me at some point. So we are going to use some oranges. So we need this one and this one because we're going to color this lovely gourd here in orange. So I'm going to switch it over to the close-up camera so you can actually see what I'm doing. Maybe. Maybe you'll be able to see what I'm doing. I'll adjust it here. You'll see it on the other camera. Just going to move you up a little. Little. That's not what I wanted to do. Let's see if we can tilt you down a bit here. There. And then we'll move that way. And there we go. So there is our gourd that we're coloring. We're going to color this one. And we're going to do that in oranges because the orange goes very well with the purple as well as the teal. So that is what we are going to do. I hope you have all had a wonderful day. I have spent the morning talking about how much I love people, which always makes my day fantastic. So I hope you enjoyed that video. It should be up and running. So we're going to start with some dark orange and salmon. So we're going to start with the salmon. And of course we are using the Marco Tributes still. Don't mind my Mickey Mouse loungewear. It's cold in here again. I don't know why I am so cold all the time lately. It's really starting to annoy me. Because normally I'm not cold. Normally I'm too hot. So for some reason now I'm too cold and I don't like it. Alright, so we're going to put down a layer of salmon, which is going to be our lightest orange color. And we're just going to put it everywhere. Now these are an oil-based pencil, so of course you're going to layer your colors on top of each other, building that color up. And blending them together. I will be doing a 3-color blend between the oranges. And I'm just very loosely coating everything because I will be going over it with this lightest color and combining all those colors together, making it all nicely blended and smooth. If I don't smooth it out with that, I'll use a blending pencil, of course. The tooth in this paper is really nice. It takes a lot of layers, which is great. All right. Don't have a lot to talk about today. I just talked to you guys yesterday. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream last night. It was a little bit longer than my normal stream, which was so much fun. Oh, that's what I was going to talk to you guys about today. As some of you have noticed, I went ahead after being asked several times and doing some research and figuring out some things of how to do it and created my own Discord. So if you want to join me over in Discord, please feel free to do so. The link, of course, is in the description below the video. You are all welcome. Of course, there are some rules and that sort of thing in Discord as there is in Facebook. Just basic things of be kind to each other, don't insult each other, don't post things that could be stolen, things like that. Of course, all of which are listed on the general tab, I do believe it is, or the rules tab. There's all different rooms in there where you can hang out, show off your pets, show off your food, show off your pictures, get advice on works in progress, take a look at some of the coupons I have available on the community page here. I just post a couple that I find most interesting or ones that I know are interesting but are about to expire so that you guys can take a quick look at them before they disappear. So if you want to join me over on Discord, of course I do have 2 voice channels as well so that people can hang out and chat in voice so that you can get to know each other a little better. It's always easier to talk in voice than it is in text because you can get a lot more out quicker. And you can tell if somebody's kidding around or if they're being serious. You can tell a lot of things by the tones and shifts in voice, which is one of the reasons why I prefer voice chatting than texting. Because sometimes you can misunderstand something and misconstrue something so easily in a text, especially if you're not very familiar with the person. So I'm going all the way up the gourd with this orange, light orange color. Okay, now we're going to take our medium, and this one is just orange. Nope, this one's tangerine. I don't want tangerine. I want orange. I want orange, not tangerine. There's orange. Should have known. Tangerine wasn't sharpened all the way. So I'm going to go in with orange and cover all those areas that the shadows are going to be in. Now this isn't going to be my final shadow color. This is just an extension of that shadow where it will come into the rest of the gourd. Gives us a bit of a darker space here so that it gives you something for your eye to look at. It's the softener to the shadows. That's the word I'm looking for. So basically what this color does, other than add color, but it softens that transition between the lighter color and the darker color of the shadow. And that's just the way I do it. If you do it differently, fantastic. If you've been, I always say that it's best to color the way that you like to color. Don't worry about the way somebody else does it. If you're watching this video to pick something up or to learn something, like on my Tips and Tricks Tuesday videos, where I'm actually teaching you the way I do something. Take from it what you are comfortable with and what you enjoy, and practice and turn it into something that is yours, that suits you, the way you color and what you want to do with it. None of these ideas or ways of doing things are copywritten. You can do it any way you want to. You can take the way I do it and do it exactly the same way, or you can take it and go, okay, I like this part and this part, but this part doesn't work for me, so I'm not going to do that part. You do what you want with it. It's just information. It's just letting you know the way I do it so that you can bend it and mold it to the way you want to do it. And that's the great thing about coloring is you can just bend it and mold it and do it the way it makes you happy. And I just love that. That's my favorite part. There's some terminology and different things that go with it that, you know, I either get right or wrong. You know, sometimes I get it wrong. And if I am informed and shown that the terminology I've used is wrong, I will happily change it. However, sometimes you can change it in practice, but your brain will take longer for you to convince your brain that the terminology that you're using is wrong. Like, for example, the difference between layering and blending. I have always, in my brain, believed that blending was when you took one color and added it to another color and blended it together. I always believed that to be blending, but like I'm doing here, I always believed the final product of this would be blending. And in actuality, it's layering, which is interesting because I have always referred to it as blending. The thing I'm doing right now, where I'm putting one color on top of another color on top of another color and building that color up or putting multiple layers of one color down, is what I always considered to be layering. So, I was informed and shown directly that, and given proof that that's what is called layering. So basically, everything I do is layering. Blending is when you just mash colors together to get a smooth product. So whether you're using a lighter color or a blending pencil, moving that color from one place to another to eliminate the white spot, and pushing one color into another color is what is considered to be blending. So I found that very interesting. And I find it very interesting that I actually had it misunderstood in my brain. Because in my brain, what I'm doing here, because I'm moving one color into another color and building that color up to be a different color, in my brain, that to me was blending. And it's actually considered layering. And that is my art lesson for the day. And I have to keep reminding myself when I'm talking about it, because sometimes I'll say I'm blending, or sometimes I'll say I'm layering where I'm blending, and sometimes I'll say I'm blending where I'm layering, and yeah, it's a thing. I am definitely not even close to perfection in anything I do. Um, Never have I said that I am or implied that I am. I just do me. I'm perfect at being me. And that's the only thing I'm perfect at. Alright, so now I'm going through with the dark orange and layering that dark orange into those shadowy areas, and leaving some of that um, orange exposed as, like I said, the transition into the lighter orange. Going into the little black areas that the artist has lovingly put there for us to know where there's divots, where there's little bumps and valleys and crevices in the gourd. Different little shadowy areas. shift you here just a little bit so I can get down here into the base, which of course is going to be darker because of the tree trunk there. This area here is going to be darker because of the gourd in front of it. And I'm calling them those because that's pretty much the only thing I can associate with that shape and whatnot. So if they're not gourds, I'm sorry, but that's what my brain is associating them as. Just putting in those shadows into different areas here. Following the artist's information that she's left for us on the page. So when I say I'm following the artist's information, when you look at a page, and even when it's not colored, you can see where the artist has put those shadows in herself just by looking at the little black lines that they have included in their drawing. So for example, this area right down here, this area has lots of little bits, and so does this area here. So those areas are going to be shadowy. Same with this area here. If that makes any sense at all. May not, it may, I don't know. Now we're going to go back through with our salmon, and we're just going to blend it all together. And this is what blending is now that I know. To me, this was just adding the final layer of that lighter color to brighten that color up and fill in the white spot. Now, of course, I am pressing a little bit harder than I did the first coat just to fill in and clean that up and make it all pretty. I'm going into that dark and medium, dragging it out into the rest of the picture here. I am not an art teacher. I'm not a professional. I'm not an artist. All I do is color for the sake of coloring and enjoyment. It's something fun that helps me with my eyesight and helps me with my time. And I get to spend it all with you guys. So that's always helpful to me. All right. So I'm not going to go into the leaf structure or the little branch that's wrapping around this gourd right now. I'm just going to do the gourd part. The leaf structure I'm going to do the same way I did this one over here that I already showed you earlier yesterday. So once again, just dragging all that color together. Giving that shadow a good dark tone. Like so. Alright, so there is our orange gourd. Now another thing that I was going to touch on today, and I'm going to tilt you down a little bit so you can see it, is this area here where we have the fire and the bubbling, boiling pot of goodness. Now, it is a purveyor of potions, so I'm going to make sure that this is very potiony. So I need to find a very bright, fluorescent almost, green. So I'm going to pull my greens. maybe, if it'll let me. I'll put this one back in the reds. I will need it later for the fire, so I'm not gonna close it all the way. Just gonna close it enough that I can not lose that pencil. So we're going to start with the pot. And to start with the pot, we're going to take this green, which is yellow green, and we're going to start in the potion here with the yellow green. Make sure we get into the bubbles and up the inside of the pot, as well as the glow and the bubbles that are spitting out of the pot. And get some of that green glow on the handle and some of that green glow on the outside of the pot as well. And then we're going to take our darkest green gray color, which is the bronze green, and we're going to go down and we're going to sharpen it because it's a little dull from what I used it for yesterday. And we're going to go down through this area here a little bit. And we're going to be coloring the pot black. And with that little bit of green brown in there, it will give the yellow that we need for the glow so that it continues into the black. So we're going to take black and we're going to sharpen it. Now, typically I would use a green gray for that. And the closest thing I have to green gray is the bronze green. And then I'm going to go close to the fire, but not quite. And we're going to go into the pot itself. And we're not covering everything, we're just covering a little bit of it so that it looks like the black is still there. Because this is a potion pot, so it's going to be a cast iron pot. Because, yeah, you can't put anything but cast iron directly over the fire. in my opinion. You can. I personally don't think you should. And of course we've got the bits of steam coming off there as well, which we will do in some different funky colors to match the rest of the wonderful picture. And I'm getting close to the fire parts, but I'm not going over into them. So I'm still leaving that little bit available for the brighter reds and yellows of the fire. I'm darkening up here at the top just a little bit, just so that you can see that pot color. Okay, so we're not going to put our black too far away, but we are going to get our yellow first. So we're going to grab chrome yellow and we're going to give it a good sharpen. And we're going to cover the entire fire. And once again, we're just going to layer those colors up. Between the yellows, oranges, reds, and a little bit of black for the shadowy areas. Now, if you want to see fire colored, go over to Monya Gates. Go over to her channel because, oh my God, that woman can color fire. And I am nowhere near that talented, I promise. It'll look almost like fire, but it will not look anything close to what she did. So I'm going to go in the center areas here with a little bit of black. Just those areas that are going to be swirling. And down here where the charcoal's going to be a little bit on those logs. Now I'm trying to concentrate, I promise. I'm being quiet, I'm sorry. Okay, so we've got a little bit of black in there with the yellow. Now we're going to go in with our orange. And we're just going to go fairly lightly, especially over the area that has the black, because we don't want to spread that black around too much. Leaving some of that yellows in there as well. And then we're going to go in with our orange red, which is this one. Come here. And add some of that orange red to it, to the logs as well. Like I said, I am nowhere near the caliber of artistic talent that Monya is, but it'll at least look almost like fire. Almost. But yes, if you want to watch a tutorial on how to color fire, definitely go over there, because whoa baby, because oh my goodness, that woman just nails it. Like I watched her color it and still thought that there was actually a fire there. All right, so now we've got our fire there. And I'm going to grab a little bit of a dark red, or red. Let's just grab straight red. Yeah. And we're just going to put a couple of little bits of the darker red in there, other than just the orange red. Just a little bit. And just flicking it up just a touch in some areas. Like so. Now we're going to take our lighter yellow. So we're going to take, first we're going to take this one, which is our desert yellow, which is a very pale yellow. And we're going to go into the green-gray area and all over the pot here. And around the edge here where that glow is going to be from the fire. Like that. And then we're going to take our next color, which is going to be our lemon yellow, and we're just going to go right over top of it. Not quite as extending out into the gray, but getting all those areas that are uncovered there, and then extending that light out further. And then we are going to take our chrome yellow, and we're going to go in the deeper parts here where that fire is licking the pot. And darken that up. And then we'll take our light yellow again, and we'll just glow that pot up a little bit. Now, just to make that green glow even better, I'm actually going to take my gel pen here, because why not? We use it everywhere else. And we're actually going to glow up that pot, brew in the pot a little bit more. Like so. I don't know if you can see it on the close-up camera, but once I switched over to the other camera, you'll see it a lot better. Then we're going to take our black, and we're just going to bring that down into that yellow. So just so you can see that there's a color to the pot behind it. Like so. Like that. And then we're going to do the little flicks of fire there. So we're going to grab a nice fluorescent yellow. Make sure that it's working. There we go. And we're just going to brighten up those yellow areas, those little fire spits. Like so. And then we're going to also do a little bit of glow work here. Now I have to be careful with this because when I go over it with the other pen, actually I don't want to do that. You know what I want to do? I want to wipe that off. It will wipe off when I'm done what I'm doing here. I'm going to actually grab the white, or actually no, I will grab the Blick Studio blender because it's a, I don't know if that one's wax or if this one is more wax. No, you know what I'm going to do? Where is my new Caran d'Ache blender? I need a new one. I'm going to need a brand new Caran d'Ache blender here. I think, because I think my other one's just too short. So I will grab a new Caran d'Ache blender if I can find one. Or a, I don't think that's a, no, it's a Scholar. Prismacolor would have worked too. Prismacolor white would have worked as well. The Caran d'Ache blender works awesome for it. And I know I have one open in here somewhere. And I know as soon as I open a new one, I'm going to find the old one. Because that's just the way it goes. Because, you know, like I said, that's just the way it goes. As soon as you go, okay, well, I guess I'll open a new one. Ah, there's the old one. Or there's the unused one that you've already opened. You would think that they would be in the drawer that I thought I had them in, but of course they are not, because I've stashed them everywhere so that I don't run out. Now I can't find them. Oh, that's hilarious. Not really. Alright, well, I know I have one over here. I know I have one here somewhere. So let's hope I don't knock everything off of this desk. I'm trying to get it. Yes, I have desks everywhere. Alright. Oh, maybe not. Thought I had one here. Oh, I bet you I know where it is. I'm telling you, I hide them. I hide them all. Let's look in the Caran d'Ache bag. See if I hid them in there. If not, I'll have to open a new one. But I don't want to open a new one. Because I am pretty sure I have some. Yes, I have 2 of them in here. Alright. See, I told you. I have one. So I'm going to sharpen this into a sharp point. And one of the things that I have learned with these Caran d'Ache blender pens, blender pencils, bright sticks they're called, is if you color over an area with them, like for example where this steam is coming up, when you go over with another medium, that other medium won't stick to it. So whether you're using pan pastels, crayons, whatever, as long as it's not heavily wax based, it's not going to stick to it. There will be a shadow of the Caran d'Ache stick. So anywhere that you have areas that, like I'm going to be going over this with black, so anywhere that I have areas that I don't want to turn black, I'm just going to go over with this Caran d'Ache gel stick. or bright stick, I should say. So the little star areas in the sky. I'm going over with the bright stick. And it doesn't have to be perfect, just so that when you go over it, it leaves you that shadow so that you can add the color that you want to be there, whether it be white or yellow or multicolored or whatever you want to put there. I can't remember who told me about this. It was in a YouTube video. Just so you know. And it's something I'm going to do around the mushrooms as well, because I want to blend the yellow and the blue, blend all that out so that when I do go over it with black, it'll stand out and will give us that glowy effect around the mushrooms, like so. And the same with the yellow here, because we will be adding some night sky area there as well for the background. And the green from the glow. So now when I go over that, all of those areas won't have the black marker stick to it as well, so I can go over it and make it brighter. Excuse me. I'm going to switch over to the main camera here, and we're going to take a look at what we've done. So we colored this area here for the final gourd, and we colored the fire and the pot down here. I'll finish up with the logs and the rest of this off camera. And yeah, hopefully it will be finished by the end of today. There's not a whole lot left to do. In my previous video, I showed you how to do stones and grass. And yeah, we've got the logs here. It's kind of funny to me because it's got 3 points up here, but only 2 logs showing. So there's a third log there somewhere, but yeah, it's fine. All right, guys. Of course, if you want to join me over on Discord, the link is in the description below the video. If you want to join me over on Facebook, the link is also below the video. I do have an Instagram as well. That link is on my head banner on my channel. Like if you go to the main page of my channel, there's a link to my Instagram on the banner. With the Instagram and the Facebook, there are some, like there's an application for the Facebook group. Just fill out those few little questions and submit it, and somebody will get you in as quickly as possible. Those questions are not there to annoy you. They are there to ensure that we don't have bots or scammers joining the Facebook group and just taking people's pictures or spamming the group with unnecessary or unwanted spam. The Instagram is because I was attacked on Instagram, and I just want to be sure of who I'm accepting into my Instagram. Yeah, other than that, thank you all so much for watching. I'm just going over the gourd and blending it a little bit, getting those colors mashed together, making it all nice and smooth and pretty. I have a thing about smooth and pretty, especially when it comes to gourds. And the Caran d'Ache blender seems to be doing okay with this paper. It didn't do as great with the blending of them on the, and it may be just because it's a light color and I think I'm seeing it blending, but it's not actually blending. But anyway, um, always remember to be kind to each other, relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have a fantastic day. Until next time, which of course will be tomorrow for our a wonderful, wonderful First Impressions Friday. Let's see what kind of goodies we have to look at. Until tomorrow, of course, always, always stay safe. Until then, bye bye for now.